Hello, everyone, and welcome to TRPG, where we sip delicious tea and spill the tea on TTRPGs. Today, we are not doing our taste test, but I will say that I'm definitely drinking tea right now, and I highly recommend that you go ahead and take advantage of our special offer with Friday Afternoon Tea, where you can get 15% off by using the code T. TRPG. Hey, Nikki, how have you been this week, this month?
Uh, Great. It's this month feels simultaneously like it went by super quickly and like it went by super slowly. I think it's because this is like a month where as a teacher we don't have any breaks in the month. And we're getting ready for like a transition period where some of the kids are going back in person. So it's just been like bananas. Getting ready for that, and I'm very grateful because I get to stay remote, which is my preference, and it's just been a wild month. How about you?
Uh, Me too. It's been interesting wise as far as like mental health goes, but I'm doing everything I can to take care of myself and seeing some good positive change there. Making sure that I don't look out the window today because I hate the rain and I saw it earlier. We're in Seattle, and it's raining sideways.
Yeah, and that's pretty typical for Seattle,
Yes.
for sure. All right, so let's get going with our first guest. Our first guest is Miss Tayo. She is a costumer, creator, cosplayer, and notorious overuser of the sparkle heart emoji. And let me transition over. And Hannah, you're on.
Hello.
Hey, welcome to the show. And did you get some of the tea from Friday Afternoon Tea?
I did. I got a Ranger Rooibos
Ooh.
or it's called Ranger something, but it's a Rooibos tea. And then I got one other one that looks super delicious. But I just went to Friday Tea this week and I had a tea ready for today. So I'm drinking Mercury today.
Ooh, tell us
'Cause
about
I wanted
Mercury.
it's got gold luster in it and it's like a lemony delicious yeah, I think there's ginger in it too. I wish I had the bag in front of me, but mercury tea in my pretty little teacup.
Let's see.
So
Oh,
yeah,
yay! Yeah, so
it's so cute.
I bought this one because I knew that Friday had glitter teas, and I wanted to be
Mm-hmm.
able to show off the when I have glitter teas. Today I'm just having
Yep.
a regular old peppermint. Oh, see, yay! And then I have this
Yeah.
beautiful little cup, and we're well prepared for making sure our tea is pretty. So you and I met because of cosplay,
Mm-hmm.
and I just want to know like what got you started because I remember following you in the early days. What
Yeah.
got you started in cosplay?
So I have a pretty extensive background in apparel and costuming. I have my bachelor's degree in apparel design, textiles, and merchandising. And when I left college, I ended up doing some work in local manufacturing and things like that. But I didn't have like a creative outlet. And for Halloween one year, my best friend was like, "I want to do the Sanderson sisters. Like, let's do it." And she was like, "It's like a bucket list dream costume. I really want to do it." And I was like, "Let's do it." So we made these Halloween costumes and had the best time. Like we sang, I put a spell on you at karaoke and then rode the bus home. And it was just so much fun. And then I was like, her and my partner were like, "This is a good costume. You should enter this into a contest of some kind." And I was like, "Yeah, I should." I had a great time making it and it was really cool. And I ended up entering it into Emerald City Comic Con Western Championship and I got in and it kind of like so that was my intro to cosplay. That's how I got into it. Was I made a Halloween costume and it was like, I want to enter this into a contest. And so I did. And then I got in. And it was like the coolest thing that's ever happened to me.
It
So,
was,
yeah.
and you had the moves. Like you were out there doing all of the Bette Midler, Winifred moves. And I
It's
think
the
that
theater
really
kid
added
in
to it.
you.
What was
Like
that?
it's a theater kid in you,
right?
You know, like, and I think that was always part of it, right? I loved theater, and I did costumes for so long, and you know, there was just a point where it was like, well, I'm going into the apparel industry now, and I'm gonna like put it away, but picking it back up was like, oh, this is what I've always loved to do. And so entering the community in such a fun way was like, it just opened my whole world. And I'm so grateful to be a part of it, you know, and yeah, it's really fun. So that's really how I got into it. And I guess ever since I've been following my cosplay heart, you know, so now I'm making things that are close to me, but Winifred Sanderson, that's the one.
Well, and I can totally relate to the whole like theater kid thing. I feel like that's why we kind of got into these tabletop RPGs. I've realized recently that like the reason I've been begging people to have me on their streams as like a guest or as a running player is because it's like acting. So, and I know you have your binder. So, do you want to tell us about your favorite character that you've got to play?
Yes, I will. So this is my binder. An old roommate gave this to me, and I love it very much. It holds all my characters. And my favorite character to play is a D&D character, and she her name's Yahiri, and she's a tiefling paladin, and she's really cute. And this is her, and I've been playing her for a really, really, really long time. This is as illustrated by Jillian of Midgard, who I really love. She did this for me so many years ago now, and I've been playing her for a really long time, and she's definitely one of my favorites. She's very chipper and fun, and she's like an, you know, kind of awkward, sheltered gal who grew up on a commune in the forest, essentially. And so yeah, this is my favorite character to play. That's Yahiri.
So would you say she is a lot like you or completely different than you?
Not a lot like me. I mean, I think it is a thing in D&D. We all know is like, you know, she's an orphan who was adopted like by this community like in the forest, and yeah, so that's not at all like me, you know. And but I think she's what is she categorized as? I play her as I think lawful good. I can't quite remember. Maybe neutral good. And so I think deep down there's always a little piece of me with all of my characters, right? So she's like the fun parts of me, I think, who can kick ass.
Isn't it a great feeling? Because like sometimes with everything going on, we feel so powerless, and so to get to like win the fight and protect our friends and things that we can't like, I think that's been the biggest thing, right? Is like, as a queer person, I just want to protect all of like I don't want to protect all the queers. I want to protect everybody, but like there's a soft spot in my heart for queer kids, and I don't get to do that in real life as much as I would like to. I mean, things are getting better and it's easier, especially with my current job as a teacher. But like, yeah, I think that's the most fun, right? Is like we get to protect our friends and do things we can't do in real life.
Yeah, so I love that one. That's definitely a favorite.
That's awesome. So have you ever played D&D in costume?
You know, I haven't. Isn't that funny? I have not. We have always talked about doing it at Ren Fair. So we saw this amazing, this group was camping next to us a few years ago at Ren Fair and was playing. We were like, oh, we got to do that someday. So it's definitely on the list. But I have a lot of D&D adjacent costume pieces, so I could whip something out for D&D.
Well, and speaking of D&D adjacent cosplay pieces, something you have in common with our other guest today is Critical Role cosplay. So tell us about the process. I wish I had told you to bring your lollipop prop because it's so good.
It's so far away.
Could you explain to anybody who may not know what Critical Role is?
Yes. Nikki,
you want to tell them, or
please.
okay, I can.
No, you do it.
Okay, so Critical Role is a years long. They're in their second campaign, actual play that inspired a lot of people to get into D&D, inspired a lot of people to get into cosplay, and has been an influencer in this space for a long time. So yeah, tell us about Jester.
So I have a Jester cosplay, and that character's created and played by Laura Bailey, who just won a BAFTA. Go Laura. And we so I really love Jester's character. She's, again, a lot like Yahiri, which is so funny because, I think I actually made Yahiri before they started this campaign, because I've had this character for many years and this is their second campaign now. I forget how long it's been on now, this one. But anyway, so I love Jester so much, and I finally cosplayed her. Finally, there's more costumes now. I feel like I could make Jester forever, but I have her first costume, and then I have 2 casual Jester costumes because I really like wearing pajamas to convention, and being comfy. So I also have like a casual Jester with a donut skirt. It's fun. But I love the game. I also made my partner a Caleb costume, and I have assisted with some other costumes, and I love Critical Role costumes. I definitely want to make more. I've got some pieces for Yasha someday, but the list is a mile long. I have to stop somewhere.
I started a Yasha costume. I worked on the wig for hours, and it got away from me. Someday I'm gonna have to hire you to help me with it. But like,
and casual cosplay is legit. Like, right? You've got the wig. Like, you can just
throw
have
on
fun
some
with
goth
it, right?
clothes and call it good.
Yeah.
And speaking of casual cosplay, I think that was my comfiest cosplay I've ever done, other than the wig, was when I was Amethyst and you were Rose Quartz, and we ran around Geek Girl Con together, and ended up meeting like 9 other Steven Universe cosplayers, and it was so fun. It
was the best. It was great.
And I think that's one of the coolest aspects of TTRPG and cosplay and all of these geeky things that we're into, is that it really can bring people together and you bond over the things that you like. And that's how we became friends. I was like, go to lunch with me. And you're like, sure.
Yeah. And it was great. And I think that so much of it is finding a space in the community, and there's room for everybody. Like, there's room for everybody. Come in. Like, and that's what I love so much about it. And that sense of community is really important to the whole cosplay scene,
Yeah. And you started with Pathfinder, is that correct?
I did. Yeah. My first TTRPG was Pathfinder, and I play a witch named Earhall, who I describe as a cross between Captain Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay.
And oh gosh, who's the other character? Oh, I can't remember, but she's got a really sharp sense of humor, but very dry. And she's really fun to play. Great at one-liners.
That's awesome. And then, oh boy, what question do I want to ask you now? Okay, so this question is about one of Reese's friends. So tell us more about your TikTok. One of her friends is a huge fan and would like to know more about your process.
My TikTok? I don't have a TikTok.
Oh, you know what? Wrong person.
Okay. Like, I don't have one of those.
So, okay.
I know I'm old. I haven't done it yet, guys.
Well, yeah, have an account. There's always the question, would you make a TikTok? Or would you continue to make more if people liked what you did?
Yeah, I'm sure I would. I have enjoyed making reels a lot. I do like video. I love video editing. I don't know why I waited so long to like dip my toes into it, because I do graphic work, I do other things, but like I made a reel the other day and I just had a great time sitting there. I mean, Instagram is crashy, and glitchy, but like actual making videos is fun for me. So it's kind of like sewing, I think. It's like puzzle pieces, you're trimming off the ends and making it all flow.
Yeah, I think you could even like somehow make it with presenting what your costumes are.
Yeah.
But I love the best part about TikTok is how people can find the humor in a lot of things, and there's some really good like RPG or D&D type videos on TikTok that there's a place for it. So
I'm sure.
For sure. And there's a huge cosplay platform on TikTok, which thank you, Leif Hazard, I hope I said that correctly, for reminding us of that. We see lots of cosplay on there. So yeah, I highly recommend. I have a TikTok just so that I can like my friends' videos. I don't know if I'll ever make videos. Maybe this summer. I thought it'd be fun if Car and I like did a POV, your lesbian aunts come to Christmas, and just do like different POVs. But yeah, I think it'd be a perfect platform for what you do and the cool stuff that you make and your ability to show it off. So you just finished a big project with Air Bubbles cosplay. So what's next on your plate?
Okay, well, it's so funny because we did finish it a while ago. So what's up on my plate right now is I'm editing some photos that feature a cosplayer and friend of mine now. And I am so excited to show that to everybody on Instagram. So if you go over there, those costumes aren't quite done being shown off because they were a huge amount of work. I'm working on a commission right now for somebody. I'm finally getting to sending off the mock-up. I don't take very many commissions. I only do 1 or 2 a year. So this is one. And as for my own personal projects, I've been working on this hair that just keeps going. And it's because I'm going to be finally in the next couple months finishing Buttercup, which has Princess Buttercup. I made custom embroidery using Hatch software, which was a free trial for a month, and a 2000 brother embroidery machine. It uses floppy disks. It's 21 years old. I'd like to say that out loud. And it cranked on through those. So I'm finally going to be putting that all together, so that's my upcoming actually finishing something that's been on my list for like 2 years, maybe. Yeah, there's highlights from like 2 years ago. Go check them out.
Yeah. People in the chat are super pumped for that.
Yeah.
I have a Rapunzel Tangled costume, so I'll have to like bring it over and see if it fits you because we can totally do that as well. And it doesn't fit me, and I know like you and I can fit into the same costume, so maybe it'll fit, maybe it won't, maybe we'll have to do some adjustments to make it fit. And I mean, you're such a good sewist, I have a feeling we could fix it.
It's funny you brought it up because I actually have all the pieces for like a springy Rapunzel, and I just have to get out my dye vat and dye everything. But I have all the pieces. I just haven't done it yet. But maybe I think that's before I cut all this off. Rapunzel's next, right?
Yes, you gotta.
We have to use it.
Have a photo or a video of it.
Yeah.
Of this work that I did last year.
Well, Ms. Tayo, is there anything you'd like to plug or talk about before we move to our musical guest?
Absolutely. I'm not incredibly active right now, but when I am. And that's on Instagram. That's really where you're going to find me. Like I said, I've just recently gotten into some video editing. So someday there will be something on my YouTube channel. And I have a Twitch channel, but I haven't streamed on there in ages, but when I come back, that's where I'll be. But number one, check out my Instagram. That's where I am. That's where I put all my finished projects. Just come find me at Miss Tayo.
Awesome. And there is a link in the chat to Miss Tayo's Instagram, and I highly recommend if you love Disney, if you love any kind of costuming, cosplay, Critical Role cosplay, just so many good things. Speaking of the Critical Role cosplay, I meant to say this earlier. So your photo shoot with KP, your partner was Caleb and his sister was not, and that was just perfection. That was some good planning on all of your parts.
Yeah. We make it work.
All right. So I'm going to move us over to Sarah Shea. And Sarah is a writer, a musician, and girl in the house. Let me just transition over. And Sarah, you are up.
Hello. It's really weird to hear someone say "girl in the house" because my little tagline used to be writer, musician, and girl about town. And someone joked early in the pandemic, like, how long will it take for Sarah to change her tagline to "girl in the house"?
Okay.
I kind of forgot that I'd done it. Oops, did I lose everybody?
No, you're good to go. I just muted myself so that people can't hear me laughing or.
I'm sorry. I thought there was going to be some.
We'll give you a little interview, but after we hear your wonderful.
Oh, okay. I see how. I was waiting for you to tell me what to do. I'm like,
we did not prepare you appropriately. Right. So
we're ready for the music.
Right. Okay. Well, the first song I'm gonna do is perhaps my fan favorite, and it seemed sort of appropriate to this nerdy gathering. Part of the reason I wrote this song is because it's so much a thing for musicians to write love songs and talk in like every genre across decades to refer to themselves and their beloved in the context of Romeo and Juliet, and how, like, come on, we can do better than a couple of teenagers who, like, met, married, and died in a weekend, you know? Because there's so many great couples in fiction, so this song is for them. Fight you. Be the Frozo to my Venus, or the Wesley to my Buttercup. We could spar like Benedict and Beatrice. You know we'd never get enough if we had fictional love. Usually the audience goes sha-la-la-la. Whoa, if we had fictional love. And if either of us had to die, tragically or otherwise, I'd rather be your Hazel Grace or your Angel Machinard. You could be the Zero Cool to my Acid Burn, or the Harlequin to my Ivy. We could spar like Lizzie and Mr. Darcy. Oh, you know just how it would be if we had fictional love. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Whoa, if we had fictional love. I don't want a fairy tale or a tragic love that ends in tears. Don't lead me on like Aragorn, just be my Faramir. We could ride your scooter through Montmartre like Nino and Amelie, or dance across the rooftops if you'd be the birds to my Mary. You could be the Megan to my Flying Heart, or the Hodges to my Angela. We could spar like Gilbert and Anne Shirley. Oh, you know we'd never get enough if we
so much for playing that. That was so much joy.
It's been so long since I got to play that song and actually see people's reactions to the references because I've been like I messed up a chord because Miss Tayo was like singing along and I was like, oh my heart.
Yeah, so we just did it at a Lord of the Rings themed birthday. So the Faramir that did a lot. That was great. The whole time the chat was just going crazy about how great this is. That was amazing. So I wanted to ask you what Girl in the House was, but you kind of talked about that because I was like, what is Girl in the House? But now I get it. It's a joke about like being stuck because of the panini.
It's not been much going about town for me lately.
Right?
Well, if you were going about town, where would you be going?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Oh, just all my favorite like dive bars and like 24-hour diners. Not that there's that many in Seattle.
Yeah.
We're sadly lacking.
More.
But gosh, I would just love to go to a show with friends and see live music so much.
You know what I miss is karaoke. Like I miss karaoke so hard. I can see Miss Tayo over here dying. I miss karaoke so hard. I can't wait till my friends are vaccinated. We can just do karaoke at our houses.
That's definitely first on my list. Like, all I'm doing is just like singing in my living room all night, like wishing I could be doing it at karaoke night.
Absolutely. My poor neighbors are kitty cornered in my shower. So, what like, who are some like local Seattle artists that you would like to promote besides yourself?
Well, I have to mention my brother. He's also a musician. We used to be in a band together called the Mongol Jews, but now we're both solo performers. His name is Aaron J. Shea, and he's an incredible songwriter, and he's my favorite collaborator, and I love working with him, and I like playing his songs, and I like playing with him, and yeah, he's pretty amazing.
That's awesome. I'm glad that you have that kind of relationship with your brother. It's so cute. What got you into like geeky songwriting?
I think it was pretty much the natural progression for being a geeky person. And then I was inspired by another local musician, Molly Lewis, who is amazing and incredibly talented, a much better ukulele player than I am, and an incredibly funny songwriter. Just her sense of comedy is just amazing. And yeah, I definitely saw her perform and went like, ooh, I should be doing that. More jokes in the songs.
Yeah.
Because I love comedy and I love music, and kind of weaving them together was a natural progression.
Awesome. Well, stick around. Sarah Shea will play again towards the end of the show. And thank you so much for playing that song for us.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you for having me.
So up next, we have Maya. Maya is a meme slinger, Twitch streamer, college student, and nerd who loves Critical Role, TTRPGs, and storytelling of all kinds. Please welcome Maya. Hi, Maya. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm really excited to meet you and get to talk to you a little bit more. I know that we got to talk about Critical Role earlier in the show with Miss Tayo. Tell me about what your role is with Crit Roll memes.
Oh, roll, huh?
Roll.
Yeah, roll that roll. Oh man, I started watching Critical Role in, I think, my senior year of high school. I have no idea how I graduated with like the grades that I did, because I started and finished like the entire first campaign in like way too short a period of time for it to have been healthy. I was just watching Critical Role all the time. And then when I came to Boston for college, I was like on Instagram and like on Tumblr, and I was seeing all on Twitter and seeing all like the hilarious stuff that like critters were posting and like memes about episodes and stuff. And I was like, I haven't seen any like meme accounts for Critical Role. How is that possible? Like, I didn't think it could be possible. So I went on and I had this old, I used to run a meme account for anime. And so I had experience in that strange pocket, which is meme Instagram accounts. And I went on and I tried to make an account with the username Critical Role Memes, expecting it to already be taken, and it wasn't. And that was, I think, August of 2018, and now it's still going.
That's awesome. Are you compiling memes that other people have made, or are you the one actually making the jokes?
It's a mixture of both. In majority, it's other people's memes because I just simply do not have the other people are so much funnier than I am. And I am not as quick to make stuff for like the sheer amount of like things that I would like to post. So I have like, I gather all of these hilarious memes, and then when I'm inspired, I put out I try and create something too, but it's in majority other fantastic folks who I always try and make sure that I credit them. Awesome. I don't post things unless I can credit people because I feel like that's just rude.
I ever since memes like started to become a thing, I'm just like, where do they come from? Who's doing this? What's the mind frame? What's this? What's the mind frame that comes behind it? Like I relate to it, and then I'm just like, well, it's already been said, so I can't make up the joke anymore. It's already been said. So I was looking up some stuff about you, and I heard about the Able Gamers charity. Could you tell me more about that?
Oh, absolutely. It was so, oh man, it's like about to wrap because it's for the month of March. It's, okay, so it's just so cool. So there's this Twitch streamer, Steven Spawn. He's super, super cool. I don't know him personally, but I follow him on Twitter, and a lot of like mutuals I have are like fans of him, or mutuals I have who are mutuals of him. So it's like, you know, a couple degrees of separation. But he's this really, really cool Twitch streamer, and he's like a disability advocate. And I could be wrong. I think he started Able Gamers. If he didn't start Able Gamers, I know he has some hand in it. And Able Gamers is a really, really cool 501c nonprofit organization that works to make gaming more accessible to folks with disabilities. And it's the super cool organization, and I'd heard of it before, but I hadn't like looked into it a ton. But when I saw that it was Steven's birthday in the month of March, and he was starting an initiative that he was calling Spawn Together, where he was asking like all these Twitch streamers to try and help him raise $1 million total for Able Gamers, I was like, oh, I just started streaming again. And when I started streaming in the summer, I had a really, like, it was really nice to be able to like fundraise and feel like I was like pointing people towards something good. So this seemed like the perfect timing since it was March and it was happening. And I was like, I could help in whatever small way. And we just hit my last goal for it. So my last goal was $690 because I had to do a meme number to get people excited. And we just hit it in my last stream on Friday, and I'm like so ecstatic and like pleased to have been able to do what little I could.
Could you tell me more about what kind of difficulties people with disabilities have when it comes to gaming, and what can we do to make it better and easier, and of course have fun?
Yeah, man, it's one of those things where like Able Gamers, the site definitely is much better equipped to discuss this than I am. But from what my knowledge of it is, it's, you know, like a lot of video games require like both hands on a controller, or you know, there's a lot of video games that rely very heavily on like sight a lot of the time. So folks who like maybe don't have full range of motion in their arms or their hands, or folks who are visually impaired, like have trouble enjoying video games in the same way that fully like able-bodied folks can, because it's just not made for them, but it could be. So Able Gamers is working to like do those things, those like little extra steps that would let somebody enjoy a game as much as anybody else would. Just like, I don't know, it just seems like such a no-brainer that like it's cool that like someone's like actually doing it, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, a lot of us who are able don't really know or understand that unless somebody is talking about it and advocating for it and pointing out what the differences are, and that at the end of the day, this is always a thing that comes with any of the drama that we deal with in the gaming industry is it needs to be fun. If the fun's taken away, then we're not doing our jobs right.
Exactly.
Could you tell me more about the name for your Twitter is @AnxiousMaya. How did you choose that?
I am anxious. Don't know if that's noticeable, but I'm an extremely anxious person. I recently, freshman year of college, I was talking to my roommate and I was like, man, I'm so anxious, da 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 da. And she was like, I can't remember what it was, but I was like, I have all this anxiety, and then I stopped and I was like, do I have anxiety? And she looked at me she looked at me and she was like, did you not know that you had anxiety? I thought you knew that you had anxiety. I'm like, no. So I like went to my therapist. I was like, do I have anxiety? And she was like, what? And like we had this whole thing, and I got like I have an anxiety disorder, and knowing that makes things much easier to understand about the way my brain works. And when I decided to try and start Twitch streaming as like a little fun thing, I was like, I need a name. What should my name be? Oh no. And I immediately started getting anxious about it, and I didn't know what to do. And then like as coming off of that, I was like, I'm anxious and my name is Maya. Let's just write that down. And I did. And then I stared at it and I stared at it and I stared at it. And I was like, if I don't make a choice, I'm never going to make a choice. So I just went, screw it. And I hit like enter, because the way that Twitch works, you can't change your username within like 30 days of each other. So it was like a big decision, but I knew if I let myself panic about it, I'd never get it done. So I very anxiously named myself Anxious Maya. And it works. I'm pretty pleased with it, honestly.
It was a good anxious decision. I identified so closely with how you realized that you had anxiety, because I think the exact same thing happened to me. I always just thought that I was like an overachiever, or I worried sometimes. But then the moment I got to college, I'm like, this is too much. And I have so much anxiety, and nobody told me about this before. And I didn't know too much about mental health in the past. So definitely getting to talk to that college counselor and working past some of those issues helped me with my college. So it's a whirlwind for sure. Do you think that gaming has helped you with that anxiety at all?
I think that like stories help me with my anxiety, and I've always wanted to be able to play more video games, because video games are one of the coolest formats for storytelling for me. Video games and like TTRPGs, just like the idea that stories can be told in a way that is interactive with the person experiencing the story is just so darn cool to me. And I always turned playing video games into something that would stress me out, because I'm like, no, it's a quote unquote waste of time. Like you could be doing something else. So, because it's such a time commitment and you can't do other things while you play video games. And I am always trying to do like at least 2 things at once to feel productive. So it being able to do it in a way that where I was like, oh no, you can just enjoy a story and play a video game. That has helped me with my view on anxiety as well, which I think has been productive in some very roundabout way.
Yes, I love that. So tell me about like your favorite video games to play that help you with that.
I've been playing so much Minecraft. So much Minecraft. I played Minecraft when I was in like middle school, I got Minecraft when it first came out. I was like a kid. My parents got it for me for Christmas, and then I played it. And then I stopped playing it. I didn't pick it up again until literally the winter, like December of 2020. I was spending a lot of time with my sister and her boyfriend, because quarantine, so we're all like in the same house and stuff like that. And he loves Minecraft, and I was like, man, I remember Minecraft. I should play Minecraft again. So I started playing Minecraft again, and then it was just me and my sister and her boyfriend playing Minecraft, and it was just so much fun. And it's just like you're just running around doing whatever. But that's not a very good example for the story-based games I was talking about. A great story game I literally just finished playing yesterday is this amazing game called Gris. It's GRIS. If any of you are looking for like a game to play, I cannot recommend it more. It's really short. It's absolutely visually stunning. The music is incredible, and it tells this fantastic story about like dealing with emotions without ever having one spoken or written word. So like it's just incredible. I literally finished it last night. It took me like 2 or 3 like couple hour sessions to finish it because I was like I need to discover every secret in this game, so I would like check every nook and cranny, even though that's not the kind of game it is. And I almost cried at the end. And it's not a sad ending; it's just like an emotional one. It's just so good. It's so
kind
good.
of like the same feeling like after you just read a good book and it's like, okay, now it's over.
Exactly. Yeah.
I always admire anyone that can play a game from start to finish. I just want to play all the games and then I get to a certain level and I don't touch it anymore.
Yeah.
Do you complete games?
I'm a completionist like at heart.
Yeah.
I love to start and finish things. It makes me feel so like satisfied. There are games where they don't really have like an ending. Like I played Animal Crossing nonstop, Animal Crossing New Horizons when it came out in like March, and then I kind of petered. I like played it nonstop, and then I kind of petered out, and that sort of thing. But when a game has a story that can be completed, I always finish it, or I kind of feel like I'm losing it. I have to know how it ends. I have to have checked that box.
Yeah, that's how I am too, but I tend to play a lot more of like the games that don't have an ending and
Same, yeah.
just wear it out, but find all the little Easter eggs and stuff like that. But with a good story really does come with like a happy ending, even if it makes you cry.
Yeah.
I saw that you were into Skyrim, and I wanted to ask you about the favorite character that you created.
I just started playing Skyrim for the very first time on Friday. It was actually a reward for the Able Gamers fundraiser. I had set a couple like goals where like, oh, if we hit $100, we hit $200, like this or this or that, and I believe the $200, $100, one of the rewards, I can't remember now. It feels so long ago, even though it was like a week ago. One of the rewards was that my chat would get to choose what game I play next, and they voted and they picked Skyrim, and I was like, oh god, I've never played Skyrim before, and I know nothing about it. I hope I'm not. I hope I don't butcher it. But it's so much fun. Like I knew I'd enjoy it. It's basically like an open world fantasy game, but it's like it's so much fun. I made this like I can't remember the name of the race, but it's like a cat person, and I'm already leaning heavily towards like the lock picking, like thief stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm barely in it. I just started. Character creation took me like over an hour, but I'm in it and I'm loving it. And I can't wait to keep playing it on streams.
Okay, I have to interrupt real quick and just well, first of all, of course, Allison in the chat knows it's a Khajiit. And
yes, thank you.
she is our resident vet tech and animal extraordinaire. And you know Allison because we played Monster of the Week together.
Yeah.
So I wanted to interrupt and tell you that you should play Dragon Age Inquisition because it's also an open world fantasy game, but it has a really good story, and it's super gay, and it made me cry multiple times because the storytelling is so good, and because it's a super old game, even though the graphics are pretty good, but because it's such a older game, it only cost me $15, and I've gone through it twice now, playing 2 different races and classes. And it's like a different story each time. So I highly recommend that game if you enjoyed Skyrim. But yeah, the Skyrim's too open for me, and I really like the storytelling in Dragon Age. But yeah, so I just want to interrupt so I can plug that game. It's so fun.
My roommate loves Dragon Age. I have Dragon Age Origins. I never finished it because it kind of started glitching my computer out, but like Inquisition I've only heard good things about, and it is on my list for sure. I'd love to play Dragon Age Inquisition. I want to know what the fuss is all about.
A good recommendation right there. So what will you be streaming aside from Skyrim?
For right now I've been streaming Minecraft on Mondays. And I think Skyrim is going to be my Friday stream thing. And hopefully my goal is to beat Minecraft. I've never beat Minecraft before, and I would really like to beat Minecraft. And then once I do that, I'll probably or if I am just like if I can't get there and I'm like, okay, I've been playing Minecraft for too long, I'll switch it up. But my hope is to be playing like like a different game on each on Mondays and Fridays. And I've got a lot of games on my list. There was just a Steam sale and I bought like Lego Lord of the Rings and Lego Batman. And I think like that would be a lot of fun. I also bought like Night in the Woods, and like there's so many fantastic story games out there, and I just want to play them all, and there's not enough time in the day, especially with college and stuff. But it's just so much fun, and I'm just so looking forward to the future.
That's awesome. Well, I'm rooting for you.
Thank you.
On everything. Tell us how we can follow you on social media.
Oh yeah, absolutely. For the Critical Role memes area, you can find me on Instagram, Critical Role memes. You can find me on Twitter at Crit Role memes because the username was too long. If TikTok is your thing, I'm on TikTok as well. Also Critical Role memes there. And for my anxious Twitch streaming stuff, I'm Anxious Maya everywhere, Twitch and Twitter. And I'll still be running around doing stuff probably forever because I get restless if I don't feel like I'm doing something at all times.
I feel you. Well, thank you so much for talking with me. I really enjoyed it. And
thank you for having me.
We get to get together soon on the internet.
Yeah.
I'd love to get to know you more.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, so let's move over to another performance by Sarah Shea, which I can't wait to hear what you're going to play next. And take it away whenever you're ready.
All right. Well, the last song that I played, I forgot to mention, is on my first studio album, You Have Queer Street Cred. And that's a message for all of you. People sometimes ask like, oh, do I have queer street cred? I'm like, if you want to have queer street cred, I'm giving you permission to have it. But this song is going to be on my next album, which was supposed to come out last summer. I had big plans last year, but I'm just getting those songs dialed by playing them a lot on Twitch and stuff, and hopefully that EP will be out soon. But this song is a little less funny and nerdy, but it's like I think it's pretty good. Yeah, I guess you guys will be the judge. It has like 6 different titles. I haven't settled on which one is like the real title yet. But I'll run them by you guys after I play the song, and dealer's choice. You can all decide which one you like best. books, and I love being on the road, but I sure hate driving. 'Cause I contain multitudes, and I'll sing it one more time, and I'll make one more tired old rhyme, and I'll tell you I intend to try to be something more. And I'll sing it one more time, and I'll make one more tired old rhyme, and I'll tell you I intend to try to be something more than what I got.
Yay! Awesome. And Sarah, do you have anything you want to plug before the end of the show?
Oh, yeah, I stream on Twitch once a week, Saturdays, usually at 4 p.m. Pacific. And then sometimes on a Wednesday in the afternoon, kind of intermittently, but so follow me on there and follow me on social media. I'm the Sarah Shea on most things. So you can hear when I eventually someday get to put that album out with that song on it. I'll put the titles in the chat so people can muse over them.
Awesome. Okay, so transition us over to our outro. Make sure I push the right button. All right. So, again, I am Nikki, and I am a professional dungeon master, game master. I run Monster of the Week and D&D 5th edition. I help run our West Marches campaign, and I'm also a 5th grade teacher. And so I talk a lot on Twitter about teaching and being queer and games and all that kind of stuff.
I'm Reese. I work with Emerald City Game Masters Guild. What we do at the Guild is we provide professional game masters for hire for people that are looking to play. We do have some upcoming events. Nikki, could you elaborate on some of the upcoming events for me?
Yeah, so we've got our kids club offerings. So those we have games for younger kids up to teenagers. Lots of different themes going on. Super cool. Our kids club GMs are amazing. People with a lot of experience working with kids, and we've had two or three successful semesters, I would say, with our kids clubs. We also have Dee, who is It's the Riddler on Twitter, is running this really great session of 5e, the firm investigation at the Shepherd Inn, if I remember correctly. I've played that and it was amazing. Anytime I've played with Dee has been just bonkers, so good. And then the last thing we do last thing on the list of upcoming right now is our D&D for beginners that happens on the last Wednesday of every month. It's not always the same GM, so definitely check that out. And we're always playing, having open games that are about $15 a pop. But for if you're gonna pay $15 to go to a movie, why not pay $15 to play a 3-hour game where you get to be a part of the action? So super fun. I love working with Emerald City. I started with Emerald as a customer, and love what we do and what we're all about, and can't say enough good things about us, which I know I'm biased, but
I agree too. Even though my time has been shorter, so if we're having those vibes, we know that we're doing something right. If you want any more information or have any questions, you can contact me or Nikki directly. You can also go to our website to look at the upcoming events. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well. Be sure to check out Friday Afternoon Tea. We can't wait to drink tea with you guys next month. Make sure to use the coupon code for 15% off, and the code is TRPG, just like how it's spelled for our show. Thanks everyone for joining us, and we hope to drink tea with you soon.